Hello and welcome to your weekly reading. Let's see what the cards have to say. So as always, let's start with the Gipsy cards and see what comes up. So everyone who's watching this video and is enjoying the content on my channel, I encourage you to subscribe and to leave comments, and also consider getting a personal reading with me, because that's one really good way to support the channel and to secure an interesting and personal experience for yourself. So check out my website for more details. And now let's see what the card is. All right, so this is an interesting one. It's called Enemy. So right off the bat, we're starting out with some conflict, animosity brewing beneath the surface. So enemy in these various different languages, Elanshig, find, adversary, neprijateli, nemiko. So what's an enemy? Let's start there. I think it's a very rare thing to have a real enemy. The most typical or common experience is that we have people with whom we have certain conflicts and disagreements, but we don't consider them enemies. Enemy is a relationship. It's a mirror. It's a type of bond which could be considered as strong as a type of friendship, but in the opposite direction. So with a destructive edge. So let's see what the tarot has to say about this type of thing. First off, I would like you to think about the enemy in your life. If you have an enemy or anybody close to that. So let's see what the cards reflect back on that. Okay, 5 of Wands. All right, so this is basically a reflection on the competitive nature of enemyship. I know that's not a word. I just created this word based on, friendship. If there's friendship, then there's enemyship as well. And so in this concept of enemyship, the relationship between the enemies is that they are trying to outdo one another. There's rivalry involved. This is a competition. And when it comes to the 5 of Wands, as you can see in the picture, there's a physical altercation happening. So this is the fire element, the dimension of the body of this very practical energy channeled into the situation. So this is a fight. This is a battle for your own interests. So there's discord between what people want and what is in their best interest. So in this sort of disharmonious situation, a lot of things can happen. And when it comes to the 5 of Wands, the tarot is giving you the insight that this is not primarily or solely a negative, destructive thing. This involves the possibility, the opportunity for growth, and this instigates, or rather induces, a process of improvement in both parties if it's done well. So perhaps a better way of rephrasing the enemy ship is opposition. So you might have opponents, and it's not the same as this really loaded word of enemy. So there's no radical animosity involved where only one can survive. It's more like a dance, like a game of going back and forth and losing battles and winning battles, and stepping on a path of self-development in that framework. So can this work is the question. Is this some kind of an idealistic image of enemy ship, or is this realistic? Can this be done? Can this be turned into something positive? Is it possible to use your enemy or your opponent in your work of self-discovery and self-development? And if so, how? Okay, and we have the Emperor showing up, which to me indicates that as long as this is a fair fight, as long as there's an authority figure overseeing the interchange between these enemies, as long as there's a rigid, solid, consistent, and reliable structure with strict and clear boundaries as to what works and what doesn't work, this can be an experience that enriches your life instead of destroying it. So the question is, can you find a framework that is akin to the Emperor's way? So the atmosphere with the Emperor is that there's basically one thing and one thing only in focus, and that's the rules that ensures that this operation runs smoothly, that everything is in its place, that there's hierarchical order, and that there's no confusion. So as long as you can channel the communication with your enemy or the interaction with your enemy into this emperor-like pathway. Just to give you an example, let's say you have a legal conflict with someone, and they are constantly trying to address you directly, and the situation, the problem is deepening because of this personal involvement. And so enemyship is becoming more and more pronounced and heavier and heavier. And so in that situation, the emperor's way would be to communicate via the system, so via your lawyers, for example, and not directly. So moving the battle or the conflict into a space where the emperor rules, and emotions and fears and anxieties and and mistrust of the other person becomes a secondary thing there, because it's the rules that really matter, like I said. And so consider this, the advice from the cards. If it's possible for you to encounter your enemy in an arena which is overwatched by the emperor, then that's a good choice, and it could be to the benefit of both parties. So thank you for watching. Again, if you'd like to receive a personal reading from me, you can visit my website. You will find the link in the description below. And I wish you the best of luck. See you next time. Bye-bye.